Hello my good friends, this is Chaos Angel here, also known as Lord of Omni, and I'm back at it again with another flippin' reaction for you. And I must say, I have something that is very, very interesting to take a look at right now. So, let's get to it. So, back in 2015, I was following a dude in particular known as the Hive Leader that I stumbled upon when it came to watching a bunch of MMO videos after getting neck deep into Final Fantasy XIV when I started back in 2014. I really gotta say, when it came to watching that dude, he was funny as all get out. And the first video that I watched of him was of a video of his review talking about a particular game known as VINDICTUS. And it was at that time I started engrossing myself in a bunch of MMOs that I would probably be able to try out and get a taste of when it came to it. There was actually a bunch of MMO like games, or just MMO games, that were more action oriented that I was definitely keen on wanting to try out. Those games essentially being VINDICTUS, as well as Dragon Nest, of course Black Desert for one, and then of course there was Critica Online. There were quite a great deal of games, especially like Tetra, that I was really thinking about getting myself into when it came to it, but I never really did take the time to actually try much of them out, especially VINDICTUS. I downloaded VINDICTUS, but I never really went out of my way to actually play it, even to this day. Well, I ended up stumbling upon something that caught my eye that I was definitely not expecting. Here, I was thinking that it was most likely an expansion of sorts. But when I read into the game, instead, I ended up learning that this is a full-fledged action RPG, as stated in on the stream. On Steam. It is a action RPG side game of the VINDICTUS MMO, and it is literally marketed as a single-player game. Apparently, from what I understand, as far as a pre-alpha of this game is going to be single-player focus. There is apparently word of there being possibly a multiplayer, but there's still no confirmation on that. Not that I know of. I was definitely surprised. The fact that we are actually seeing an evolution of VINDICTUS, a game that has existed for the longest time. For what I understand, I believe that this game has been a thing since 2010. It's been a freaking decade since this game, this MMO has been out, a decade plus. And so the very fact that they're finally going to be expanding on this game after, I can only imagine, much success when it came to it, we're finally going to be getting something that's more modernized in this generation of gaming. So with that in mind, we're gonna go ahead and just take a look, see how the game is going to look. In terms of the combat, I only imagine what it will most likely be like is probably going to be in a similar fashion to how the MMO is, but more streamlined, or I guess you could say probably a lot more complex in comparison to the actual MMO. It will probably be much more real time, though I don't really know whether or not if I could really say that, because
Nope.
There are currently 2 videos that are out for this, and we're going to take a look at this first one, which, in terms of quality, which is what grabbed me when I saw the thumbnail, dude, this is insane. And I believe this is on Unreal Engine 5. which would be very appropriate. If this is actually a single player game, then it makes sense that the level of quality would be this high. I'm just baffled that this is pre-alpha. Oh, was that gameplay just now? Oh my god. Was that actual in-game? Dude. Okay. I am liking what I'm seeing. That was the thumbnail just now. Well, all right. All right, next on. Shit. I see you. I see you. Damn. They got all of that done for just a pre-alpha? That's crazy. Gotta freaking take a look at the next one. Okay, so we have the trailer 2 here. Oh, that looks like a lawn skill. Is this the lawn character? I'm seeing familiar skills. It's definitely familiar movement. Yeah, the very feel and movement of the character is definitely similar to what I've seen when it came to the Vindictus, the original Vindictus game. Here comes this same boss. Yeah, the movement is very lawn-like, bro. But it's just not even that, dude. Like, look at the quality of the environment. I can definitely say that if they just stick to their guns and making this a single-player game, a single-player action game, instead of like an online multiplayer, because I'm just going to say this right now, there is still promise and potential in single-player games, making sales for single-player games. I am going to tell you this right now. Like, there needs to be more of a direction in bringing back the single player. How should I say this? Bringing back the single player aspect of video games, and just like, just try and stay away from multiplayer all the time, because so far I really don't mind playing multiplayer games, but it's like at the same time I grew up during a time where it was purely just single player, and then there would be the couch co-op, 2-player games and all that good nonsense. And personally speaking, for me, I vibe more for single player, one and done games. And if I want to revisit it, I can very well do so. If it has the replayability, sure enough, I can do so. But I really definitely got to say, I really am hoping that this is going to be single player focused. If they're going to be trying to, you have to forgive me, I ate like not too long ago. If they're going to be trying to like spread this this game in terms of like being a franchise, maybe similar to that of like Grand Blue, with how you have the Grand Blue Fantasy, and then they wanted to spread in order to get Grand Blue into the hands of many other people, many other demographics, many other target audience in the fighting community, and then of course single player but also multiplayer action game, in terms of it being a 3D game, an actual full-fledged 3D game. So yeah, I mean, with this being an MMO, I can only imagine that they're trying to garner a different player base, something that will be more lucrative as far as being a single player game, I can definitely see that going far for them if they were to go to that direction. Because it's like they don't realistically need to make this an MMO if they can just like continue working on the original Vindictus. If not that, make a new Vindictus that is an MMO with not exactly similar graphics, because I just cannot imagine an MMO being able to be this high in fidelity in terms of graphics. I'm just gonna be frank with you, I just cannot see it for like server intensity wise with the level of resolution and all that good nonsense. I just don't see exactly how any MMO would be able to handle that. I will be honest with you. We'll see exactly what happens. All I know is that it's caught my interest, and the fact that it's a single player game pretty much adds into that, and I will just see where this goes, and hopefully my answers will well, not my answers, but my questions will be answered. So with that in mind, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. With that in mind, you guys have a stay in this night, this morning, this afternoon, all that good nonsense, and I shall catch you in the next one. Take care and peace out.